Okay, that's perfect. Thank you very much for joining in, everyone. This is the third session of the Almaarefa University training program cohort that we've started. I have to give you a couple of feedbacks, well, more than a couple of feedbacks about my recent trip to Riyadh. It was very successful. We went to Almaarefa University, so we set up a small station over there and interacted with students. You probably saw some of the pictures on LinkedIn and social media. So we had a very good response from our students over there. One of our students was kind enough to get us connected to the Royal Consulate General over there in Riyadh, and they sent us a very nice package as well. So that is one of the things, a couple of the things that happened over there. Aside of that, from a company perspective, we had a very good meeting at King Faisal Hospital. So there's progress on the clinical trial pilot submission over there, and they're also concurrently working on the SFDA approval. So before we thought that we assumed that the clinical trial would go through and then they would dive into the SFDA thing, but they actually like our product so much that they're pursuing both these things at the same time concurrently. So that's very good. Plus, I went to King Saud University, so our MOU with them is approved. We will be signing it sometime in late June or early July. So I'll be traveling back to Saudi Arabia for that. Inshallah, I will invite all our trainees over there as well. I think it's going to be a very good event. Then I was also contacted by KAIMRC, which is one of the biggest medical research centers in Saudi Arabia. So I went over there and we are working on a research collaboration agreement with them because they have a lot of Saudi patient data that is going to help us train our models better. It's going to also help us get SFDA approval. So that is also one of the developments that is very good, and I think it's going to be very helpful. Turnout today on the class might be a little low because some of the people texted me. It is Labor Day technically as well, so let's see how many people turn up. Worst case, people can just log into YouTube and watch our lecture. Azam, what is today's lecture on?
The main lecture is upon, first of all, how to utilize the ML model and other model through the API endpoints, and especially about the vision language model. Because nowadays, the vision language model is up to the mark, and many organizations train their medical imaging through the VLM. The basic thing is about all the lecture is all about VLM.
Okay, that's perfect. Do you have a presentation for us?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Let's start off.
Wait, I'm sharing this screen. Okay, I think it's visible for all of you.
Yes, we can see it. Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay. Now, today the lecture is basically based on the VLM, because nowadays all the people are working about so the LLMs, large language model, and VLM also the similar to the large language model, but the criteria of VLM is slightly different to large language model, because the large language models belong to too much parameters and they are basically trained on general perspectives, but the VLMs are trained for specific purposes, like you train your VLM on different healthcare diseases like Alzheimer, brain tumor, and lung diseases, and other radiologies, CT scan, and other things. Similarly, you train your MLM, some other automation industry. Now, basically, the VLMR is a part of the LLMs, as you define in the Google and other things. The VLMs are basically the AI system similar to LLMs that combines the computer vision and NLP, natural processing language, to understand, interpret, and reasoning across both the imaging, video, and textual data. As you see that the structure of the VLM, You train your VLM from images, and also you train your image, your VLM through text input data. But basically, the specialty of the VLM to train the data, your images and your images interpretations
So
provide
Adam,
the VLM.
I'm just going to add something over here. So this basically means that, for example, if we are training our Alzheimer's model, it
Right.
basically means that we can give an input as an image. So we can, if we're training it on MRI or fMRI data, we can upload that. Plus, for text input, if we doctor and patient have a question and answer session, like a cognitive test, written test that the doctor is taking from the patient, then we can also use that as an input for this. Is that correct?
Well, there is slightly different that they basically the main purpose of the model is that we train different type of diseases and different type of slices of images depend upon the nature of the disease. In case of Alzheimer, we have four different categories of Alzheimer dementia. Now, the criteria of training of the VLM is that we map all the images through the captional images to the textual interpretation. We utilize similar that when we get a report from a doctor regarding any disease, doctor gives some recommendation and some interpretation regarding such disease. We map such things through with the help of the LLM to the captioning of the images to the interpretation. And when we apply the VLM from same like over scenario, our VLM interpreted that the images according to the training perspective, and all the material and all the examples are available for the VLM. In case the VLM has not answered or not properly reasoning such thing, they can use as a shift call to other LLMs and get the some data, and then after applying RAG and provide the information in the form of textual output. As you see that, if you see that the we upload the MRI, fMRI on the images, the our pre-processing of our model engine interpreted the 3D images to 2D image slices as an image encoder, and provide after encoding that the VLM based on multi-model fusion layer, and VLM provide that the interpretation after seeing the image and analysis the features and provide the interpretations in the case in the form of textual output. You can also interpret in the voice, similar that for the encoding of your textual uh, to voice pattern. These are basically difference between the LLM and VLM is that VLM is specifically designed from a specific niche, and in case but and the size of the VLM is too much short format as compared to the large language model, and you can deploy locally easily the VLM as compared to the LLM. This is basic idea of general idea of VLM. Now we move forward, then things are more clear. You see that in the there are three types of VLM. First is the VN to text. VN mean images, convert images into text. It means that you give the images format and your VLM interpret all the images in the form of textual. Let's suppose you provide some Alzheimer, yeah, other disease of brain disease image to VLM. The VLM is trained on such a disease. Now the VLM interpret that, and after the interpretation, it generate the report about all the things, all the features like hippocampus feature, like their white matter, like their gray matter, and other things. Similarly, the second type is text to real. Basically, this type is not using, because in this type you convert, you provide the text and creates the images just like that. Um, Nowadays, the model like Google Nano Banana, you give some textual data information regarding the generation of the image. Similar type, the VLM also performs such type of tasks. And the last model is cross model retrieval. It's basically it's more useful regarding the search perspectives. You see that when you there is also a new feature providing the Google and other search engine. You provide the image, and after matching some images, they get the similar type of images for that. They perform such things by using the VLM. Similarly, the textual data. These are the basic specialty and the basic type, how which type of kinds of data are using for the preparation of VLMs. And in the next slide, basically which type of application we are using the VLMs. First of all, we are using the image captioning. In our case, we are also applying the VLM from our model point of view. We capture the slicing of MRI, fMRI, and after catching the 2D slices, we also apply the VQA, means visual questioning answering, means the interpretation of the thing. And the third type of application is image search retrieval. We also provided the application for utilizing like the search engines also utilizing such facility. And the other thing is content creation. Basically, you see that different LLMs are creating the different type of contents, and he's applying such type of at the backends, the VLM structure. And the next thing is robotics, because the robotics are also using the agentic model, and the agentic model, the VLMs are play a very vital role. And similarly, assistive technologies, different type of measuring technologies are also utilizing the VLMs. And this is basically when we apply a specific niche, then we use the VLMs. And the training of the VLMs and the hardware and other things are limitations are at the low cost budget. You train the VLM, and inshallah we are also preparing for the creation of the VLM next model on the top of some other open source model like MedGemma and MedTrip. And we apply utilizing such model, and um, create some good models regarding the Alzheimer disease. This is basically the idea of the VLM. And now, any question regarding that?
Azam, I have a couple of questions. So, when you are applying VLMs to our neuroscience R&D, can you give me a couple of examples of on how it applies to our model?
Yeah. The uh, first thing is that how we can train the VLM for Alzheimer. The question is that at this stage to create a VLM, it's not a easy task because there are too much code and too much engine level code for the preparation of the VLM. But similar to that, many people are utilizing the Android and Linux kernel for the making of some Linux-based operating system. You see that Linux is basically an open source operating system, and many companies like Ubuntu, Red Hat, and other companies made a Linux system and different type of models by utilizing such engine. Similarly, the idea of VLM, we are taking a VLM which are already trained on medical imaging, especially the radiology type images, and the MedJamma is a good example, and it's also available on as open source. We apply, we train our model at the last layer because, and in technical term, we fine tune the model on the last layer. How we fine tune? We have a lot of data sets in the form of 3D MRI. We convert such MRI into the 2D format, like the simple JPEG or PNG format. And after that, we train such things for all the images are interpreted with the help of some LLMs, yeah, the help of some and after that we repack such thing and recompile that on experimental basis, and then we apply such VLM with the combination of already available LLM. When our model provides the interpretation, we send such interpretation to our VLM first of all, because we train that. And after that, we also apply the call some other reliable LLMs, and we can create such information. And after, by applying the RAG, we generate the reports according to our requirements. This is basically the idea how to utilize and train the VLMs.
Okay, thank you for the clarification. That's very helpful. Thank you.
O- Okay, the next thing is that basically this slide clears us what is different between LLM and VLMs and VLA. Basically, uh, peoples are the unknown peoples when utilizing different type of LLMs. They consider that all the things are large language models, but at the back end, the large language model also apply some VLMs and some VLAs. We, in case of LLM, basically large language model, DeepSeek, OpenAI models, and Google models, and other top of the company Anthropic models. They are basically, many large language models are based on the textual data, uh, but some models are also mix up textual plus imageal data, because at the back end they use the VLM structure. And the example of the LLMs are GPT-4, GPT-5, Llama, BERT, DeepSeek, Cloudy, and other things. And the use cases are the chatbots, content generation, NLPs. NLPs mean language conversion, other textual generation of the data. And the second is the VLM. Basically, this is a specific type, and many people are moving, especially for imaging point of view, from VLMs. VLMs treat both of things, images plus text. But in our case, we are utilizing the images, and the examples are Clip, Blip, Flingo, also Medjama is also example, and because these are the initial level of the VLMs, that's why quoted in example. And the use cases are your image captioning, your visual question and answering, your searching. All the things are the top of the level example and use cases of VLMs. And the third thing is VLA. VLS is similar to VLM, but one additional thing is reasoning, performing actions, because you see that different agentic models and AI agents are performing the actions, and they are using the specific type of some additional features applying on VLM, and this is called the VLA, Visual Language Actions. And these model are the palms. uh, Many people are not familiar such type of name, because these are the specific models. Normally these models are not using for general purpose. These models are designed for specific niche and specific purposes, similar to the Medjama. But these models are utilizing different embedded machines and different agentic agents, autonomous systems. And the future is the VLS. In the future, you see that different VLAs and different things are in the market, and we are also focusing these things because the normal computer vision models are not up to the mark because they are not interpreted. They are providing some visual graphics, some visual diagrams, and classifications and some accuracy rates, but they cannot interpret that. For the interpretation, we are must utilizing the specific type of VLMs, and that's the idea embed from our model, inshallah, in future. So I think today this I think Hasib is online and someone other person.
Yeah, we have some people over here. Azam, so I have a couple of questions for you. So number one, when you compare the two VLM and VLA, can you give me practical examples on that can help me differentiate between the two? Because VLM I have heard of, VLA is very new to me.
VLA is that type. In VLA, we utilizing the MCP protocol, MCP model context protocol. But
Hmm.
in case of VLM, we just make a model which interpret the images, captioning, but they cannot provide the reasoning.
Okay,
In
so
V,
the MCP is like a upgraded version, right?
no, MCP is a tool which provides the VLM the access to provide to take action because the action takes on some reliable source, some reliable tool. In
Mm,
to that, if someone if the LLM if we come the get the question from the LLM regarding from the rates of current rate of cryptocurrency, weather prediction, these are changes rapidly from the second to second. How they can interpret that?
mm,
They go through to MCP, some reliable API which provide the real-time statistics and get the information and provide to the user. Similarly, the VLA. VLA basically perform the basic engine is VLM, but in case of reasoning, they also utilize some other libraries, some other information, some other tools, and this is upgraded version of VLMs. Basically, VLM is a subset of LLM,
mm.
and VLM special version is VLA.
Okay, I see, I see. Can you tell us a little bit about MCP as well on what it
Uh,
is, how we use
basic,
it?
Basically, the MCP is a USB device. In simple way, you can use a USB device when you play and plugging the things you have not private. You just plug some device and your USB is in the running format. In other scenario, if you install the driver and other things, and the USB port is basically use the special features. Similarly, the MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. Basically, such protocol is designed by the top of the line company Entropic. Entropic is the first company we provided your LLM, VLM, other top of the line model like Cloud Code is a top of the line model, Cloud Sonnet. Basically, these are model production level and enterprise level model. They prepare and launch such model MCP, and the functionality is that the MCP have the capability that it integrate every LLM model as a universal, and after that MCP connect you for any library, any file system, any API, and anything. You can connect anything through MCP to the LLM. If the LLM needs some files, some other data, you just call the MCP call, and the MCP provide uh, different companies also maintain their MCP server. The good example is that the GitHub. If you search upon the Google and just click on the MCP server of Google, they give you the endpoint. Endpoint mean URL address of the MCP server. When you get the URL of the MCP server, you have already get all the methods, all the list of functions, all the resources are available on such MCP server. In practical way, every top of the line company recently leave the APIs and prepare their MCP server, because in case of API, you put a lot of code and you deal all the things in case of databases and some other algorithms, tokens, and encryption and decryption method. But in case of MCP, uh, you connect everything without such coding, but some security features are also embedded layers are also available in the MCP. Inshallah, in the future, we also prepare a lecture on MCP and in detail with the help of some example how the MCP works, how this type of application architecture also discuss that.
Okay, that's very good. I just have a couple of students who are messaging me about the research task. So, for those of you who have attempted it, that's very good. I would suggest that you send me whatever research you've done, whichever topics you picked out, because then I can review it and pass it on to Mr. Azam as well. That will help us review which of the students we can then include in our research and development endeavor, of course. So that is one thing. So a couple of other things that I wanted to discuss with you. One of them is research related. So our research paper is going to be out soon as well. So we're going to share it with you guys. There are some Saudi contributors and reviewers, peer reviewers that we are going to discuss with as well. So they're going to be on the paper. They're going to help us get it published, and obviously, it's a big part of the research. So that is something that you guys can also contribute to as individuals. I think it's going to be very good. Aside of that, I see we have Hoor over here. Hoor, if I'm not mistaken, you're from King Saud University and you're one of Dr. Schwag's students. Would you like to speak a little bit and tell us a little bit about yourself? You can speak in either English or Arabic as you're
Yes,
comfortable.
hello everyone. I'm Hoor. I'm a student at KSA University, and now I'm under vision of Dr. Ashwag in a research.
Which type of research you are doing now?
We're going to do a tasking based fMRI and resting based MRI for smokers, and we're gonna treat them with TDC, transcranial current stimulation.
Basically, these are resting based and task based MRIs and also the fMRIs. What is your goal? Are you just the this type of analysis you apply on such thing, ROC analysis? Are you apply functional connectivity? Are you
Yeah.
doing that?
My role in the research is I'm gonna يعني analyze the data for cone feature in the math lab, and I'm responsible for the volunteer book MRI and arrange them.
Basically, you are utilizing the MATLAB
Yes.
con utility tool. You are not using the Python like FSL and other things. Uh,
No,
okay,
just cone feature.
okay, okay. Con is also a good tool for the interpretation of MRI and fMRI, and different statistics tasks are also. But I suggest that you also uh, use the FSL, because many students of Dr. Ishfaq also utilizing the FSL because FSL is more suitable for the such type of analysis, and in a deep level, the most professional peoples and people utilizing such library, because if you move through Python, I am not. I am just giving you just advice as a parallel. You also worked on corn. It's fine that, but you also learn about some as a theoretical for FSL
Yes.
library because many students of Dr. Schwab and our machines are also deployed the FSL, and this is very easy, not just like some commands and some textual syntextual features. You can get different type of analysis. Similarly, that you are using some con and you apply that.
So you recommend I use FSL, right? Because
Yeah,
it's easier and
uh, easier as you compare that to con. Similarly, it's not difficult, but the benefit is that when you move to the Python, especially FSL, you also use the free server because free server is also a utility which is also based such FSL library and other pipelines like FNRFF. These are different type lines of tool which are utilizing further investigation, especially if you move forward for PhD and some professional type of researches, you must need that.
yes, but I think we're gonna do functional, not structural. So I guess structural for FSL, free
No,
service, right?
no. Functional free server is also provide you the functional because the functional feature is basically the functional feature is in the fMRI because fMRI have different type of functional connectivity network and it's mean that DNN networks. If you learn that the fMRI, you see that the different DNN networks which are using for functional connectivity
Yes.
because these
I'm just going to add something. The machines that we have at King Saud University, so now they do have free surfer installed because they were having some issues installing free surfer before, but we did it for them. Razan has been able to access it, so she's been using it. So you can use it for both MRIs and fMRIs, resting state and structured. You can use free surfer for that as well.
Okay, great. Thank you for the recommendation. I will look into it.
No problem, because I know Dr. Schwag had advised some of her students. Some of her students were, I think, coloring the segments of the brain by hand, which was okay. I mean, before the machines were installed, they were okay. That was an okay method. But now, because you have all the softwares, I would recommend using FSL and FreeSurfer, MATLAB. We've got other softwares over there as well. So I would suggest try and use those because I think the more softwares you learn about, the better you will get for this pre-processing stuff. Does anyone else have any more questions? I see Maria's here, Nora's here as well. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can always message me later on as well. Azam, I would suggest that you please share the presentation PDF in
yeah,
the
yeah,
group. Aside of that, once you upload the lecture tomorrow or over the weekend, everyone else will be able to look at it as well. For next week, I would suggest that we'll have some more people come in. So for next week, I suggest that maybe we try and expand on this VLM stuff because it's a very hot running item right now. Everyone is talking about it. So maybe we can show them a more practical application of it. I know today was a bit theoretical, but maybe next week we can show everyone more of how it's practically applied.
and today uh, I am also presenting some little example, just 3 or 4 step example, and I also upload the code for VLM. If somebody have interested that, they utilize that from the Jupyter notebooks, just like that, simple 2 or 3 commands for how the VLMs practically do that and where the VLM models are available. The most normal source is the Hugging Faces. Again, this is the site. This is a site where all the models like VLM's models and other free or open source models are available in that. Basically, this is a uh, top of the ranking site, and every company launched their LLM, VLM, LLM, VLA must rather than it's not proprietary, it's open source, also available in that. You see that after I am clicking the model, you can search that the different type of model like you see that the Gamma model is available, that DeepSeek is also better if you are writing the MedGamma. This you see that the MedGamma, the Google model MedGamma is also available that, and you can download and you can use such model in that. Basically, the top on the side, all the files and all the examples are available. I am clicking on that, the apply, you can use such model from Transformer, Google Colab, Kaggle, and you see that the VLLM is also a software which are supporting from running the LLMs on your local machines, and the model files and versions are also available. You see that the filing of the model and all the things, you see that basically these are the main files. Tensors, save tensor. Basically, this is the model files, basic core engine files. And you see that the size of the core engine basic. The other thing is that the sporting files, but the basic core engine files are two files, 4.96 and 3.64. It means that the model is around about 8 GB. Similarly, the other top of the line model, this is Queen model. If I am basically I am utilizing that the Queen is also a very good model, and many people are utilizing such model. And you see that I am I go back to slide. Basically, how we test some open source VLM by utilizing the Jupyter Notebook. Uh, we are using the Queen model because Queen also supporting the VLM, and it's have lot of VLM examples. Basically, all the models are transformers. This is a separate topic. In future, we are also give some technical topics because people are not technical. That's why I am not giving you the technical background, deep background knowledge. But thing which are presenting you, these are the hot topics, and because you are a researcher and you search that, if somebody asks you, are you utilizing the VLM model, VLA, you have just saying that it's a chat GPT, yeah, it's just like the LLM. It's not a good reply of the answer. I thought that many people after the presentation they have some idea about what is the difference between VLMs, LLMs, and VLA. Now, first of all the models, there are three things. First thing is that all the LLMs model are mostly models are trained on PyTorch. There are two training of the model. Basically, model are training two different type of libraries. One structure is the Google library. Google supported the TensorFlow library, but the PyTorch community is purely the technical community, and the backend of the PyTorch community is Facebook. And many professionals and many more research labs are using the PyTorch because the capability of the PyTorch is too much high as compared to the TensorFlow, because TensorFlow are working fine on the computer vision model like CNN models, like the RNN and ANN. But when we move from transformer means the building of the LLM model, large language model, we must use the PyTorch. First of all, you install the PyTorch, And secondly, the pill file. Pill basically the processing of the images, because the images are processed, and the library pill is pill mean pillow. Pill is the abbreviation. The basic library is pillow. And the third is the transformer. Transformer is the library which are utilizing from the training of the model and the pre-processing of the model. And these are the basic library. And the fourth library specific for the utilization of the vision model from Queen point of view is Queen. But the three libraries are necessary for every VLM model training. The fourth one is specific for Queen. Otherwise, there is no need for such library. First of all, when we using the Jupyter book, in next lecture, I also lecture about the Jupyter at this spot. I am giving you some high level example for your perspective how the VLMs are working. If somebody further research that, they have a. I also upload the code. The all the codes are available in our GitHub repo. Now, after the import of such libraries, the second step is that how we load the model, because the model is available on the Hugging Face. Now, there are two ways. First way is that we utilizing the model. We just we are not download the model from our local system. We are just utilizing and the cache format directly from getting GitHub Hugging Faces website, but due to the bandwidth problem, it is not feasible from the people, because you need high level of bandwidth. If you have a 10 MB per second, you have 20 MB per second dedicated line, then is suitable. But the other idea is that you download the model, and Hugging Faces provides you the facility. You also download the model. I also upload the steps how you can download the model from DOS prompt. I also download such model from such way. Now the first two lines, that first thing is that the model.
Sorry, Azam, I'm just going to cut you. So one question I have. So our students at King Saud University, the ones who have access to our AI lab over there,
Yeah, yeah.
they should be able to use those machines and not have any problems for downloading this, right? Because that machine has all the speed in terms of processors and internet.
Yeah, yeah. There is no space issue, not other issue. But when we use your personal system, you use your laptop, there is some something
Yep.
like storage issue and other issue
Okay,
regarding
perfect.
that.
Okay. Please continue. Thanks.
Um, Now, the first thing is that the model ID, it means that the name of the model. You see that the different model, when we come, you see that the different name, just like you apply the Queen model. You see that when we apply the Queen, there is a path of the Queen model. There are different type of Queen model, 27 by, billions parameters Queen model 3.6, and 35 billion Queen model, and different type of model I am utilizing that. You see that in our case, I am using 7 billion VL model. VL model specifically from the visual language model. VL represent for visual language. That's why these model are specifically trained for VLA. VL. And the second parameter is that you are using the GPU machine, either you use CPU machine. In our case, if you use the lab, NC lab, our machine are supported for CUDA. CUDA basically is a library which is utilizing the GPUs, because the GPU based on the CUDA cores. CUDA cores are the different type of processing cores, and we installed two types of cards in NCA machines. One machine supporting that 6,000 CUDA cores, and another machine round about 8,000 CUDA cores. There are two type of cards, and I think that you can easily train the model if somebody use that. And the second, third line is how we pre-train such model. We give the ID and other some parameter you with that, and after that we load the model in the processor. This is basically the loading of the model. And in third step, we apply some training, some little of training people, because this is basically how we fine tune the model. This is little example of fine tuning. We apply that some images, and after on images we apply some reasoning and some answering on that. And after that, this is basically the code. We are not, because you people do not know that what is the purpose of the code, then I skip that. It's just basically the fine tuning of the code are applying that. And after that, the main thing is that after the fine tuning, you give the images. You see that we give a image, any image. Basically, in the image, a panda is on the tree, and we give the image to our VLM model, VLM, and over model, and after that we provide some query. We give two parameters to the model. First is that the image path, and the second is that the query. Query means your prompt. When you chat from the chat GPT, you give the prompt regarding which type of answering and which type of your requirement. Similarly, that I give the path, and I just give the query, describe the image. Simple is that. Explain the image or describe the image. And after that, the answer is that you see that the answer of the VLM, the image shows a young panda bear climbing on a tree, because they analysis all the pixels of such thing. And after the combining the picture, they are interpret that similar case for over MRI and over fMRI case. See that the panda has, uh, they also tell about the color about the body of the panda, like the furry white body with black markings on its ear, eye, and living. You see that how these models are intelligent. And if you apply such model on the diseases, you see that in case of, if we are applying the model rather than a lungs, you see that there are lungs, there are not too much type of the reasoning about the lungs. If we thought about that, we have round about 10,000 reasoning, but you train that your model billions of parameters. You see that the vision of the model. Similarly, in case of Alzheimer, you have different type of slices, different type of trainings. You can apply that. Basically, this is the vision how these models are efficient and how these models are useful for the medical point of views. Now, anybody has question regarding that? Now, last two slide, how we utilizing the endpoints. And
Let's move ahead with the slides, Azam, and then we'll take the questions at the end. Thanks.
now there are two slides. Basically, the two slides is that many people have a question about their mind, how we utilize the model, because the models are training that and forward cells, how we are utilizing that. You see that these models are also deploy some servers, and how we can utilize that. You see that we are utilizing the VLM model. The VLM model is installed on the machine of Hugging Faces, and uh, we have two type of thing. Either we are you download such model, yeah. Either we are using, if there the model is providing you the endpoint, you just uh, you just put the endpoint in your site and give the parameters which are required to the endpoint. If the endpoint required the image, you provide the image, and which type of image also endpoint provide you. This type of images is spotted to the endpoint. Similarly, the textual data. In our case, you see that user provides the request, and the request is the image in the binary form. You give the image, and the image is JPEG, PNG, Nifty file, different type of files regarding to the spotting of the model. And after that, when you give the endpoint, basically this is the endpoint means a URL link, just like that localhost. If we give the example of our case, suppose as our website is ncaai.com, and I am applying our model on our website, and I am giving the link the nca.ca slash bl slash prediction. This is my endpoint. And when you give such endpoint, the endpoint need utilize that you give some images on such endpoint, and after that the further process that you see that after giving the endpoint, the first thing is that deployment. Deployment means your model is TensorFlow, your model is in PyTorch, anyone else. And after that, the response. You see that the response, this size of response. There are two things endpoint give. First, the input, and the second is your response. The input is your request, and the output is your response, which is given by the model. Similarly, the second example is that if you are applying your model in different type of instance, some for the scalability purpose, if your model is type many hits are applying your model, and your models are applying for different hospitals, different entities, then you get a different endpoints of your model. You see that endpoint is one. One after that, we route our model for different instance. One instance is deployment one, and one is deployment two. And both the model are given same type of the interpretations according to the task of the given. And this is our policy. Yeah, how we can route that our model to different routes. Similarly, that the when we are using the LLMs, similar to ChatGPT, the ChatGPT have different routes. The people which are using the ChatGPT in America, this is different route. The people which are using the Asia, the route is different because some security purposes, some scalability issue, and other factors that. Now, this is basically the idea how we are utilizing the models from endpoints, and we are also in future providing the endpoints for the user, and also write some notes how you can utilize such the endpoints. Now, it's the last slides. And anyone has question regarding that?
Azam, thank you very much. I think this is very interesting. So basically, the model can go through both these things, use deployment one, use deployment two, and then use the best response that it seems that whatever it seems best to it. Is that possible? Yes.
No, no, because model gives you response. This is basically the load balancing. If you have some load in one instance of deployment, when your the routing is also moved to the other, do not
Oh.
wait for the inference.
Mm,
This is basic idea. Your
mm,
endpoint is one. We have a policy that we check that if
mm.
a endpoint deployment one has already processed the 10 to 15 requests, then is moved to the deployment two.
Okay, that makes sense. So I have another question for you. So this our neurocognate AI Alzheimer's model, when we deploy it, inshallah, and it goes into commercialization, what would be the bandwidth that it can handle? For example, if it is deployed at three or four hospital sites, or let's say in the first example, let's say it's just deployed at one hospital site, and they have three or four doctors who are using it at the same time, and they give it three or four queries at the same time, then what does the system do?
There are different type of policies. One policy is that either the hospital or entity is deployed the model in house premises.
Hmm.
Either we are deployed some reliable cloud that AWS, GCS cloud, Google Cloud, yeah, some other reliable cloud. If the organization is deployed their own local cloud, um, there is no need. There is private cloud, and all the development on all the binary code. There is no source code. Binary code of the model is deployed their site, and they utilize that. But in case the organization is not affording that the infrastructure of such cost, like because when we deploy such thing, there is a lot of things needed from the deployment, like server, like the bandwidth, like the 24 by 7, their availability and other things. And they have a not plus person, the technical persons available from the NOC in case some query. Uh, in case they have not such like security. Security is also available when we apply on the cloud, but some body has the some security level are too much high. They do not upload their data in the private, in the public cloud like
Hmm.
AWS and GCS because some countries or some organization issue. Um Otherwise, we are just deployed the model, some other liable code, and different instances are made from such hospitals. Similar to that, the website hosting, sometimes the people needed dedicated hosting, but some people normal for the share hosting.
Okay, got it. So yeah, that's what we'll pursue in the future once we inshallah get the hospitals on board. I think we should have individual infrastructure for each hospital so that they're not dependent on the same system. They can be independent and they can go through their own thing. So I think that will be very good. I think it was a good session today. The students can go through the presentation that we just did today on their own. And then if they have any questions, they can feel free to ask them in the group. Also, I'd like to urge everyone to consider going through the research tasks. So far, only Haifa has completed the research task. So I'd like everyone else who is interested. I know Maria. There's a few other people, Abu Bakr maybe. There's a couple other names as well. They messaged me individually, so they were interested.
And one thing added regarding the research.
Yeah.
There are two type of ideas for the research, and as advice for the people. The first idea is that if somebody have no idea for the development of the model, yeah, some other thing, one good idea is that you just take some niche, similar to that. If we are focusing on the Alzheimer, you take some niche such like that. You make a systematic paper. Systematic paper is a paper of just like a review paper, but the review paper, concrete review paper. If we take a topic like uh, uh, the interpretation of the biomarkers for Alzheimer disease, and you write a paper or systematic paper on that, it's very good topic. You first of all you get all the data of the paper which are dealing from the biomarker, and when the biomarkers started, and at the end the period which you are launching your research paper, you till that you uh, make a brief history. And basically, this is a technique which is called Prisma technique. Prisma technique is a technique which you apply on systematic paper, and you just after that, when you work on such type of paper, you have an idea that which type of research are available on such like topic, and then you move to such topic. If you have no idea about from the developing of the model and some other things, analysis like that, and as just that, this is also a good paper and available on the top of the site. And it's a good idea of people who are not technical. I believe that my advice that the people who have no idea development, they just go through such type of approach.
Okay, perfect. That's very good advice. Thank you, Azam. And thank you for the session today. I see the 1 hour is up, so I will let everyone go. I know it's the weekend and everyone has the stuff to do, so everyone enjoy yourselves. Please stay in touch. And if you have any questions, please forward them in the group so that everyone can benefit from the answers. And Azam will share the PDF as well as the recording of today's session. In the coming few sessions, things are going to get a bit more interesting. We're going to be doing some practical stuff. One thing I would like to mention before I let you guys know is that King Saud University has a MOU with us. We set up an AI lab over there. So, like the students, like Hoor is from over there, so she was here on the call today. So she's able to utilize those machines that we have over there. Those are very useful AI machines in terms of speed and software and everything. In the future, I will make a proposal and pitch it to Almaarefa University as well, that maybe they can allow us to set up an AI lab over there too, because the students really need those AI labs. They need that processing power to be able to build models and do research and everything. So it will have a full AI research database and research publications and a lot of stuff that's going to be included in that. So inshallah, maybe in the future we can set that up over there so that the students at Al Marifa can have the same benefits as students at King Saud University. But anyways, thank you for your time, Azam. Please do the necessary and send everything to the guys over the weekend. And inshallah, I'd like everyone to take more of an interest in the research task, especially for the students. So I hope we get more feedback during the week from them. And have a safe weekend. And inshallah, Allah Hafiz. See you soon.
Okay, Allah Hafiz.
Thank
Bye bye.
you.
Thank you. Welcome. Bye bye.